The way that we're living right now is so disconnected from the real world. So, I've been off of Facebook now for like a month. And although I still am on social media, I'm not spending as much time on it as I did, I don't know, a month or two back. And I've noticed my mental health just becomes so much better. And okay, it's just gonna contradict everything that I just said, but today I'm having a bad day. But in comparison to the last 29 days, one bad day is not so bad. I'm super angry about some repressed shit that happened at the beginning of this year. But I've kind of seen 1 month into not having Facebook and decreasing my time on social media. I've seen the effects, and let me tell you, it's been amazing. It's incredible how much your mentality changes when you remove yourself from these kind of toxic websites and surround yourself with people, or just do things that are constructive every single day. In comparison to when I did have Facebook and when I did sit all day and all night on social media, I'm nowhere near as mentally drained. And I'm always doing something now. Even if it's just at home, I feel motivated. I feel excited about life. I feel like this heaviness has gotten lifted from my life. And I know Twitter is really no better than Facebook. There's some controversy, trending every single day. But the difference is that I have because I have really high self-control, I don't even have the desire to click on what's going on, unless if it's something that affects me, the JobKeeper stuff, the Centrelink stuff, but I spend more time on YouTube than anywhere else now, and it's actually, the videos that I watch don't drain me to the point where I'm having an existential crisis or just feeling down about certain situations that I don't even have to feel down about. 1 second. And it really solidified my belief that your reality is whatever you follow on social media now. And when you remove yourself, I have removed myself, since I've removed myself from having to be in that world where I'm just getting lost in all of this vegan activism or conspiracy theories of anti-vaxxers and stuff, and some kind of bad news coming out every single day. Even though some of it is what is happening in the real world. And I'm still like, not trying to be ignorant to it. I still know that, there's really bad stuff happening out there. Like, COVID is still a problem. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, just because they don't talk about it on social media as much anymore. Black Lives Matter is still happening, but, they've focused on Kanye West now. Factory farming is still happening. People are still like shooting animals for no reason other than like to eat their flesh. That's still happening. All of these atrocities are still happening, and I know that. But nobody pays attention to those things because that is not what they follow on social media. People want things that don't make them see how overwhelmingly messed up the world is. So they follow gaming channels, they follow cooking channels, they follow beauty channels, they follow drama channels, They sit there and they follow things that don't really require us to see how bad the world is. And so, whatever you follow on social media is whatever your reality is. So if your reality is like home designing or something like that, it's probably because you follow graphic design on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, and YouTube. If your reality is, I don't know, like Jeffree Star and like all of these beauty gurus and stuff like that, your reality becomes Jeffree Star and the drama that comes with him. But if you take yourself out of that completely and just like go sit in nature or something, those problems, like the problems that some people talk about on social media, it's still gonna be there. It's still gonna be there. And you can't fix it in an instant. I mean, for me, at least, I wish that I could. I wish that I could abolish animal exploitation and slaughter on the masses. I wish that I could make every single person go vegan. I wish that, racism just like cease to exist. I wish for all of these things. I wish for a more harmonious, a better world at least. But that's not a realistic view, So all that I can do is spread the message, plant the seed, and be the example. And it gets hard. I think that's one of the things that are bugging me about today, is that people just don't care. They don't care for a better world. They care about their immediate life. And I understand that in an animalistic perspective, like, animals out in nature have to think only about themselves, and we are animals at the end of the day. So we have to think about our immediate survival. But at the same time, our survival and the planet's survival. It's not a separate thing. And with all of the science coming out with like how going vegan, like adhering to the vegan philosophy, so boycotting not just like factory farmed meat, grass-fed free range meat, boycotting just like animal exploitation overall. That helps the ecosystem more than it damages it. But I understand it as well. Like, humans like to separate themselves from the animals, like the animal kingdom. But like, if you, like, they get offended, like most humans seem to get offended when they are compared to an animal, or you put the lives of animals above humans, like, or even if you bring up veganism, they make these absurd, like, claims that, oh, you care more about animal lives than human lives. You are an animal. So what we do to them is tied in with our own destruction, with our own karma in some way. We're entangled in this together. Like, we have to, like, learn the power of coexisting with these animals instead of dominating. Because dominating is a fear-based action, a hate-based action. And if you have seen any, like, spiritual philosophy, I think that it states, like, it suggests that fear is for the weak-minded, and fear never ultimately gets you anywhere. You can't love an animal and eat them. You can't love an animal and shoot them. Because you can't love your neighbor and eat them. You can't love a stranger and shoot them. And I'm not saying look at everybody with love, because I don't even do that. But at least respect them enough to leave them alone. And I'm sorry that this turned into a vegan rant again, but I'm telling you, these things are interconnected. The suffering that we inflict upon animals is tied to our own suffering. And maybe in your spiritual growth, you're not there yet to acknowledge that as one truth, one part of the truth. But again, it's just about planting seeds. So yeah, I don't know how this rant turned into, like, this video where I was supposed to talk about, like, how whatever you follow on social media reflects your reality, turned into a vegan rant. But, you know, I'm a passionate, low-key activist. I haven't gone out there to be active because of this pandemic, but I'll do that next year. I'll do that first thing next year, actually. So if you're a vegan yourself and you want to see vegan activism, stay tuned, because I have a documentary coming up next year for that. Or just like a couple of videos, not a documentary. But yeah, I challenge you to get off of or decrease your time on social media, to stop watching television as much, and see how your mind transforms, or See how your mind changes about things. Spend more time looking at YouTube videos that challenge your existing beliefs, no matter what it is, no matter your worldview, your philosophical views, your views of God, your views of religion, your views of animals, like your views of spirituality, your views of Black Lives Matter, your views of anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theories, all of these things. By the way, disclaimer, I'm not saying that I'm an anti-vaxxer, so don't even try to like put that on me. But I do know some anti-vaxxers. And I gotta admit, they kind of make, like, the things that they've shared kind of had me a little bit concerned, but I haven't gotten myself there yet to be able to go out and look at the information to see if it's valid. Because I feel like that would be so overwhelming for me. Sensitive little creature, me, water baby. To see how much, like, fuckery this world and the systems that came before me have had in place. Okay, so I think that I'm done for this rant. LOVE, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this video. Okay, there's hair in my mouth. Yep, it's gone. And yeah, subscribe, guys. Okay, I'm trying to reach 300 subs. And have a lovely day or night. Bye.